This one fell down in the wind. We had some pretty good wind.
Okay, going up. You're good.
The slogan "Seek and Save" really originated from a scripture in the Bible. It's Luke 19:10, which says, "The Son of Man came to seek and save that which was lost."
Probably about right here, Paul. Can we get that other rail over there, Paul, you think?
As a company, we're not out actively sawing down live trees.
Flatten it out and then get 3/4 inches, however.
We are taking things that are already down. We like to look at it like we're repurposing it here to make something really cool.
Okay, just a little bit. What's our first cut gonna be? 3/4? Okay.
Rather than have wood that's down and is gonna rot, or they turn it into mulch.
Got a pretty knot in the middle of it, Bob.
Yeah, I noticed.
Seek and save really came from that scripture. You know, it's got dual meaning, and it's an important part of what we do here. Riverside Electric is a company that my grandfather started back in 1945. I am an electrician by trade, third generation. My daughter, Krista, is now running Riverside Electric Incorporated. We just tagged off of that name, the Riverside brand, the Riverside name, and went forward with that when we named Riverside Logging and Sawmilling. Riverside Logging and Sawmill got started really by virtue of heading up and down the highway on I-74, passing the Wood-Mizer just outside of Batesville. And I was intrigued by what they did there, and I've always loved messing with wood. I guess if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have been a carpenter if I wasn't born into an electrical contracting family, because I just love working with wood. My wife said, "Look, you know, I know you enough to know you're going to want to buy the smallest unit that's available. Please don't do that. Buy one big enough to where it'll take you into the future, because you're probably going to want a bigger one pretty soon." Taking her wise advice, I didn't buy the LT10, I bought a 15. So I'm feeling pretty good, you know. However, the LT15 Go was great, and it worked for about 2 weeks. And then I just had tree trimming guys start dropping off logs that would not fit in the LT15 Go. And so I went back to the well and I said, you know, "Hey, sweetie face, I know you're not going to believe this, but," she said, "I knew it. I knew you were going to do that." She goes, "Yes, of course you can get a bigger saw." So then we invested in the 50 Super Hydraulic. And that story duplicates itself, and that's how we ended up with a WM1000 as well. As the business grew, I pretty quickly, being still very involved in the electrical part of the equation, always reached out to somebody else and got somebody in here full time to mill.
That's 8.5 right there.
Richie's here now. He's been here probably over a year. He's doing a great job.
He's like a father figure to me. Paul and I have gotten pretty close. He reminds me of my father, who's passed away now. So I really enjoy working with him, and it's kind of become our baby, and we're learning it together.
We have fun with it, and we appreciate every piece we cut. Wood-Mizer, a local guy, lives right up the hill in Blue Ash. Guy showed up one day, kind of looked around, checked out our operation. We got to talking, and he asked if we'd be interested in demoing a new piece of equipment. Signed a non-disclosure agreement, and one day he showed up with the saw and the battery. LT15 it's a beast. We love it.
So when it first came, I looked at the batteries and I just kind of laughed. It's like, really? This is going to cut wood? But when I cut my first log on it, it was incredible. The torque this thing had, the power. After the first few trees, we were fascinated, and since then I've fallen in love with it. It's a great machine.
It's a really, really great unit. It would definitely be our next purchase.
My day-to-day working here can vary greatly. Some days we have a bunch of logs out in our yard, and we'll pick certain logs and I'll just slab them kind of how I want. Then other days we will have customers here that want dimensional lumber. Some days I can be on the slab miser, other days I can be on the big saw doing a 56-inch wide tree.
We're a job shop, very much a job shop, and then in between jobs we just mill our own wood for our own purposes and just to have it on inventory. We have an edger and a planer, which we just recently purchased within the last year. So yeah, we're excited because we can do way more than just milling now. We can actually process and finish goods. Because of the family business, the electrical family business, I've always been involved with my whole life. I relish the opportunity that I can come into work. I can hug my daughter every day. A lot of people don't get to do that. I'm a family man at heart. I love my family. I love my children, my grandchildren. So I don't know where I got the idea to build a tree house at the house. It's been a neat ongoing project. I wish I had more time to spend on it. Usually I get most of the stuff done in the fall and winter when there's not a whole lot else going on. It's 20 foot by 40 foot, so it's about an 800 square foot platform, of which the house itself, the tree house itself, takes up about 700 square feet of the 800. We got the cedar siding on it. It's exciting. It's going to be neat when it's done, and it's down in the bottom of our hill. We got a flat little area down there by the creek, and one of the greatest things the kids love to do, believe it or not, is throw rocks in the creek. We got a tire swing hanging there in one of the trees, and you know, just last week we were down there over the hill, and we're pushing one grandkid in the swing, and the other ones are in the creek, and I looked at my wife and I said, you know, it don't get any better than this. I mean, this is heaven on earth to me.